Alright, so today I'm going to be explaining how to do a realistic muzzle flare effect in Premiere Pro. By the way, this can also be done in really any editing software that allows you to select layers or like different compositing filters. I think most editing softwares allow this unless you're using like freaking iMovie or something. Regardless, let's go ahead and drag and drop in our footage. So this is my footage. This was from the new short film I'm helping create, which is Dominic on my second channel, where me and my friends make like movies and short films and stuff like that. So if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe. If you go to the channels tab on my YouTube, it should be there. So we're gonna go ahead and trim it down to where the recoil is, which for me is right about here. These are the assets that I'm using. This is just an image of a muzzle flash. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to go ahead and download this. You can also just search these up online. Make sure it has a black background, or I guess it could be transparent, but preferably make sure that it has a black background. And then another asset I'm using is this smoke effect. I'll leave a link in the description as well to a Google Drive link or something for you guys to go ahead and download this. But yeah, this is pretty cool. You generally want to start the muzzle flash right as the gun starts to flip up. So like right here for me. And I usually have it last 2 frames. So let's go ahead and drag and drop our muzzle flash layer on top of here. I'm gonna cut it off after 2 frames. And then we're gonna go ahead and set this from normal to screen. And from here, you wanna position it and scale it up. One thing I learned from Corridor is that you never want to underestimate the size of your muzzle flash. So bigger is better in terms of this. Don't make it too large, but definitely don't make it too small. So for longtime editors, you guys might already be starting to see a mistake that I made in choosing this footage right here, which is that it's dark, and adding artificial lights is extremely challenging and doesn't always look the greatest, especially in these dark patches up here. As you guys can see, it's gonna be pretty tricky to add light to that, but hopefully by the end of this will look good. So just go ahead and position your muzzle flash around the gun. And another issue I made is that I'm having to put this muzzle flash actually in front of his arm. So I don't know about your guys' shots, but generally, I don't think, depending on the shot, you wouldn't have to do that. You can usually just place the muzzle flare normally, and it should be fine. I just chose a very challenging shot to pick from. However, if you do have a shot like this, you could fix this up by masking it out, which I generally don't like because it's really hard. And yeah, this is what the mask would look like. Keep in mind, this is going to be for 2 frames, so as long as you can keep it like somewhat good for 2 frames, it's going to be super fast and the audience won't notice it unless they're going frame by frame. Now it's time for environmental lighting, which is arguably the most important, as that's what really sells the muzzle flare effect. So as you guys can see, his face kind of illuminates as the muzzle flash goes off. So what I did from here is I just duplicated the clip for the duration of the muzzle flash. I dragged it above it, and then I went over to the lumetri color, and I just brightened things up and messed around with the filters and stuff like that. Every editing software should have an exposure for you guys to change, and then just have it fade out, and it should look like this. Now it's time to add the smoke. I just positioned the smoke right above the gun when it shot off, and then it just fades off like that. But generally, this is how you would sell a muzzle flare effect in a short film or anything that you're working on. And yeah, hopefully this helped you guys. Ciao.